So, I wanted to record this vlog after we've read a book and after me, my husband, and both my kids have grown in on something we both, all of us, struggle with. But then I decided, why not do a before and after vlog? And the book that I've borrowed from a friend is a book that my friend suggested when she came to visit me one day, and we became very close friends. And I have a lot of challenges in life and a lot of a lot of things that I need to work on. But one thing that I can truly say is that you always know where you stand with me, and I'm transparent. Yeah. So she has seen me angry, but she saw me getting angry or feeling that anger when my kids both were disobedient. And I calmly, very calmly said, just go to your rooms, and I gave them the punishment. And she was sitting on my bed and she was like, I could see that you could really explode of anger, but I can't believe how calmly you spoke. It's just like, it's crazy. And then I said, this that you've seen right here, this is years and years of trying to do this. And do I always get this right? No, I don't. Today I did, but I always try to be calm. And because I've seen both my kids from a young age also struggle to control the emotions, I realized that because I'm also like it, and my husband as well, we need to make sure that we teach our kids from a young age how to control emotions. It's okay to have the emotions. Like Ephesians 4 verse 26 says, be angry but don't sin. And I mean, you can put any other emotion in it. It's okay to have the emotion. But what do you do once you have that emotion? You need to control it. You need to know what to do. And if you have that adrenaline rush, that you have the right outlet of that adrenaline rush. Because it's very difficult to be calm, especially when you're angry, and to act, act, what's the word? Act in the right manner. I don't know. But so for me to talk in a calm voice with my kids, I really needed to dig deep, and I had to breathe. And she saw me breathing, like in through the nose, like, and out the mouth. And I was just holding my hands and just trying to find any form of just release of this adrenaline, of this anger, of this frustration I have. So even from a young age, I taught my kids that if someone makes you angry, don't act on it. You need to first speak and say, don't do it, it's wrong, I don't like it. You then have the option to either walk away, get an adult, come and talk to me. But you can't act in a certain way because someone did something wrong, and you have that emotion, and now you are also doing something wrong. A sin doesn't make it right. A wrong, like they say, a wrong and a wrong doesn't make it right. So I needed to teach my children from a young age that me as their mom also struggle with anger. So even though I'm their role model, they must go to the Bible and see how Jesus acted when he got angry. What did God told us, or what is God telling us how to act when we get angry or whatever? Because if I don't tell them to not just look at me, even though I must try to be a good role model to my kids, they will see me angry and they will copy the things I do. So I think when you have a household where everyone isn't the same, it is easy for someone else or someone in the family to correct the others, because they can look at the actions or the emotions or whatever going on and say, listen, this is not okay. But because we all struggle with anger, it can easily be a situation where everyone is just like, you get angry, you just blow it. But you can't get to a point where you get angry and where you blow it. You need to make sure that you take that emotion of anger, which is okay. There's nothing wrong to be angry. And even in the Bible, God shows us where he got angry at his kids. And Jesus also got angry, but he never sinned. And that is what we should do. That's the ideal way to do it. And that is what we should aim for. So I can remember when we were still in Pretoria, my kids had a playroom where we always also did the homeschool. And I can remember this specific day. We were sitting at the table and the kids was just, oh my word, they were just, out of control. And I had a ruler in my hand under the table. And I got so angry and I broke the ruler. And I could hear my kids hear a sound, but I just immediately, focused them or got their attention on something. And I just tucked the broken ruler underneath my butt. And then I disposed the broken ruler, as soon as I, were able to do it. But then 2 days later, I found a broken ruler. And I knew that this wasn't the same ruler that I broke. So I called my kids and I was like, who broke this ruler? And my one son, without even trying to, to lie about it, said, I broke it. And I asked him, why did you break the ruler? And he said, because I got angry. And I said, okay, but who told you it's okay to break the ruler because you got angry? And he said, well, you did it the other day. And I was like, yes. So I apologized to my kids and I said, I'm sorry that I broke the ruler the other day. I didn't do the right thing. I got angry and I sinned. And I acted against the house rules of not looking after all of our stuff. I broke something. So I think it's so important that if you have a challenge in your life, to not just to try to hide it or to oversee it, but to take it head on. And that's what we're going to do. We are going to take this anger that we all have, and we are going to take it head on. And we are really going to put in the time and put in the effort to make sure that we grow from reading this book, and that we all are going to keep each other accountable of how we act. Because you can be angry, but we can't blow it.